it's actually streaming. Let me back it up. Okay. Okay, okay.
Okay, it's okay.
All right, we can go ahead and talk.
Hold on a second. I'm just
No
turning down
problem.
the in-game volume.
That's what I did before you before we talked. I'm like, oh, let me just do this. Let me just set everything up now. Well, at the time, when you say you're still in the middle of watching.
All right. Well, I'll let the rookie go first.
Okay. Well, since I'm
I've I've been holding my tongue for years at this point. I can hold it for another 30 minutes.
fair enough. Okay. Well, pretty much since I'm anime only in this situation, other than a few context and a serious case of some spoilers, Anissa. So excluding that one, but okay, based on my experience watching this episode specifically with Debbie, since like you said, I only got some of the context from you, but yeah, pretty much she had every right to just blow up on him like that because you did her and everybody dirty. Like,
The one thing I will say is that I do, like I said, I do. That was not in the initial comics. The way that went
mhm.
that played out in the comics is that Nolan just kind of barged in while Oliver and Invincible were discussing, like, okay, so how are we gonna tell Mom that that Dad's back? It's like she's not ready to talk to him yet, so let's just not tell her for the time being. It's like, not tell me what, and then he just barges in, is like, they're hiding me from you, and then that's how the conversation starts. So I do give the anime justice on like saying Nolan's like, all right, there's one more request I have. I know it's a terrible idea, and it's probably not going to end well, but I still want to do this, and I want to at least try to make amends for that.
Alan's like, bro, this is a bad idea.
And then what Mark left him with was like, is this for Mom or for yourself? Think about that before you go inside.
He thought about it, all right. Like, sheesh.
Anything else outside onomatopoeias?
Okay. Um, the one part that really just made the situation even more. Well, I did like the fact she's like, okay, I'm gonna hear you. What do you have to say? I'm almost 1,000 years old, but these last 20 years that's been on Earth made me more human. I'm like, okay, so he has a heart, but I do like the fact how he explained. In this case, from what you told me in the comics, he didn't really explain himself all that much. But at the
No, he
same time,
did. It
like,
played out. It played out about the same.
oh, what was I
He
okay,
he he said his piece, and then she let him finish. Which, both versions of Debbie, mad respect for her. All right, let me hear you out. What do you got to say? She let him talk. She didn't interrupt him. It's like, are you done? Okay, my turn.
yeah, and
Both Debbies give him that decency.
yeah, and so pretty much also with that, but also what I did like was that like he did explain well which we kind of hints about it with the alternate reality Omni Man where like when Mark got his power he was like, oh, I was terrified because that means I have to go with my duty. It's like because like in the alternate reality episode that we saw, It looked more like he just hammered down on his Viltrumite way of seeing
Okay,
things.
I'm only saying this because I'm trying not to confuse myself.
Hmm.
There will be other alternate realities that Mark visits. So which one are you talking about? Just remind me.
Okay, at the one where, well, at the one where he paralyzed Adam and Eve, in that reality.
Oh, with Sinister Mark.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, that one. Not the one I was talking about.
Okay.
The one that we saw at the beginning of, I think, season two. I think that
Okay.
was. Yeah,
I just
that's
need
the one.
clarity for myself. I didn't want to say something and accidentally spoil you, so I just need clarity on what
No,
you're
that's
talking
fair.
about.
But the thing that just makes you want to just say, bro, that was the worst thing you could possibly ever said at that point. Like, like when he's like, Alyssa was a mistake. I'm
A
like,
steak? A steak.
memes aside. Oh my god, memes aside, bruh, just like I'm like, my god, bro, did you have to say that? Because who knows? Maybe Oliver. I think it's implied Oliver was actually hanging around during that time. It's implied that he was around when Debbie and Nolan were talking. But but jeez Louise. But you gotta get Debbie credit. Like she actually defended her. Uh, It's like, oh, so we're just nothing but pets. Pretty much pets in a way. Hit it and quit it.
Are you talking about what you said? Am I a pet?
Well,
Am I still your
that
pet?
yeah. So your pet, and then also with the whole Alyssa was a mistake situation when he said that, and like Debbie did still bat up for Alyssa, even though she's long dead now. Which is like, but yeah, that's about it. But that part, but yeah, Nolan. Sorry, doesn't make it better. But that's about it for
Basically.
that. Yeah, it was like, okay, outside the universe, yes, that's a bit of a shock for Viltrum to be saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for my actions." Here on Earth, it depends. It has levels of this, and what you've done is just no.
I think that they're just exploring more onto just how complex humans are compared to like literally any other life form in the galaxy. Because
Yeah.
even like with the whole adrenaline thing, like even Conquest, that's why he lost to Mark because he just didn't understand the concept of adrenaline and being that Mark is half human, that he does have like those human virtues, also like a also just playing on the more Superman parallels. Like Omni Man is bad Superman and Mark is good Superman. So it's just is they're really starting to play up more on the human side and like the human virtues. So, like getting angry doesn't make you stronger. That's not how this works. It's like actually that's exactly how this works.
Oh yes. It's like yes, we humans call that berserker rage.
Even with this, well, I'll wait till you want to get to that. But that's literally why Mark was able to lock in and take the injuries that he took. Adrenaline just kind of took over. His pain sensor. Well, I mean, he was still like very
Oh
much
no, he
feeling it,
no
but
no no trust me those
well, let me put it like this: adrenaline kicked in enough that he didn't lose his grip, so
yeah.
that like I mean, when you go into adrenaline, it basically just turns off your pain receptors. But yeah, he was able to withstand enough to just lock in and make sure, no, I'm going to sit here and watch you die this time, and I am not letting go until I am 1000% sure you are dead and never coming back.
Whew. All right. Yeah, that's only. But next up, Tech Jacket. Oh, wait, oh that was. I did hear like originally that yeah they're gonna change
No,
it
no,
up.
no. We ain't switching that fast. They're gonna
Oh
be.
yeah. Oh
I have waited 6 years to get this out. I was making sure
oh.
that I'm actually just pulling it out first.
Is it the Debbie?
You know
Or,
exactly what I'm getting to.
okay. Then yeah. You know what? You take the floor. Go.
I'm trying to figure out where I stored all that. Yeah. We'll circle back to that, but y'all ain't off the hook just yet. Y'all are not off the hook. Go ahead, talk about what you want to talk about with Tech Jacket.
Okay. Well, it was kind of cool. Like, oh, so that's how. So like, it's kind of like that Walking Dead character. That was a nice little homage to Walking Dead right there. But but yeah, like it's like oh, so you kind of see how she beat that. Well, in this case, comic version B2, but still, she beat that one. It's like oh, okay, that makes sense. She went, you know.
Also, we I'm just gonna say it for all the comic readers out there. I think we all know why she is a she because in the comics, Tech Jacket was a dude.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay.
It's a very minor spoiler, but I think we all kind of see it where they're going. So
Hmm.
I think that this just will not be a plot point in the show. If it is, it's not gonna like ruin the plot for you or anything. But one of the things that like kind of people were like, huh, is actually I think pictures might do it better. Yeah, adult Oliver makes some
Oh.
interesting decisions when it comes to his love life.
Uh.
I'll just
It's
send it
it.
like this. Editor, a bug, you can put it on screen. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this will not happen because of how they're setting this up, but yeah, send it to your Instagram. Yeah, that's his wife.
Uh. Save for later.
Yeah, so I think that me and a lot of the other comic readers are saying, okay, they're setting up for like Tech Jacket and Oliver to get together at some point.
Yeah.
So I
Even I seen like on that little bit. I'm like, oh. Oh. Okay.
which I mean, are y'all afraid for same-sex couples? But oh, all right, pop off. But yeah, everyone was like, okay, that's they're probably getting rid of the whole Oliver bangs a bug plot line.
Okay. Yeah. Probably one of those situations of, nah, we're not pulling like fall like sun type deal. I think it was like a damn cockroach.
Yeah,
Oh my god. But yeah, I also gotta give Ted Jacket mad props. Like she was able to hold her own for quite a bit against the Belgians that showed up. But man, that blow to the head though, I'm like, ooh, well, good thing that shit did not split open. Like, bro, hello,
yep.
okay, but yeah, good thing that did not split open. But yeah, I hope Alan and Tech Jack will be okay because if they, like he said, if they go to their home planet, they're fucked.
Even if it is only 50 of them, 50
Yeah, if it
Viltrumites is more than enough to oppose any opposition.
pretty much, yeah. It's like, bruh. Holy cow. But but yeah, was that okay? I know we will find out sooner or later about that mole. But whoever that mole is, they need to get wrecked at this damn point.
I think this is a perfect point for me to mute the mic and let my and organize my things a little better because
Mm.
I'm also just reading through that. I don't want to like say something that's like has been revealed. So I know who the mole is. I ain't saying crap on that. That is a huge spoiler.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna mute. I'm gonna get my notes together, and you can say whatever you want to say about that little plot point. But I will not be saying a word about that.
Until it's revealed, yeah. All right, no problem. Okay. Right now, working on my arc veil armor.
Oh, that's all you wanted to say. You legit okay? I
Oh,
thought you were gonna say
no,
something.
I'll go let you like finish. And then like I was like, okay, then go. You go up
No,
there, and I'll just talk.
I'm legit not gonna say anything about the mole. But if you
Oh,
sound like you
okay.
there's something you want to say there,
Oh, okay.
I'm not interacting with this conversation.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. But yeah, whoever that mole is, like I said, I don't know, and I want to wait to see who it is. But at the same time, they need to get their shit rocked because God, they are causing so much problems. Like they're not even throwing a monkey wrench into the thing. They're literally blowing up holes in their plans, and and that's all I gotta say about that. But I bet whoever it is gonna be one hell of a shock. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. But other than that, I definitely gotta give Alan mad process. Like he definitely is Nolan's well brother in arms. But you kind of see how he kind of became the uncle of the Invincible family so far with with Oliver specifically. That was pretty nice. To the way he taught us a few new moves. He was like, "All right, let me use my speed. Get that oos, oos, oos," into Conquest's rib cage and everything. He's like, ah, okay, all right, not bad. But Loki, not gonna lie, I was definitely like having flashbacks to what happened to this, what's to what's his name? Red Scarlet. Well, the Guardian's main saving grace during their battle against Omni Man before he got grabbed and head squeezed. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, but the thing that scared me when Oliver wanted to go
Red
into Earth.
Rocket, anyone?
Wait, okay, Red Rocket. Yeah, that was literally like my reaction. I'm like, oh no. He said we're about to see this in real time.
I fought Conquest.
My guy, you survived. Count your blessings on that one.
Where were we? Splat!
Smack! Ooh! Yeah, no, he took it. He ate it. And then he's like, all right. Do, 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 do. Oh, my ribs. Do. Oh, my back. Okay. Come here, you little speed demon. But, yeah, I was like, okay, he got a couple of good blows in, but, yeah. Good lord.
By the way, this time of my live stream, I fought Conquest. In
Ah!
quotations.
Oh, no, I gotta go look at like on this.
It's
Oh,
a private stream.
oh, okay. But yeah, like you said, he got a few good blows, and he didn't die. He did not die, especially against those other ones. But,
Yeah,
Loki.
I think that there's a that's kind of how it played out in the comics.
Mm,
Is that I think that they just played it up because they saw how much of a meme one beatdown coming. So I think they just doubled down on that, and they just that's why I say where were we? But yeah, I don't think Conquest really toyed with Oliver like that. I think that in the comics, the way it played out is
Mm.
that he just punched him one good time and literally knocked the wind out of him, and that's when Nolan was like, "Go rest on that planet over there, go catch your breath, and come back when you're ready to fight." And then Conquest was like, "Oh no, you don't."
But in this case, it was a bit more, well,
They they
drawn
doubled
out.
they doubled down on the meme.
Yeah. Like, boom. He's like, okay, my turn. Oh, shit, you got one. But, but yeah. Oh man. But yeah, that was just a brutal sneak attack. At least he survived an explosion to the face though. Holy shit.
Yeah, like I said, he's probably comparable to like season one Mark at this point.
Still got a lot. Well, we'll see how he develops later on.
Well, if you're out of things to say, I'm gonna go ahead and give my piece for all
Oh,
of y'all. Oh, Debbie's a nothing burger. Oh, Debbie is nothing in the comics. Oh, Debbie doesn't do anything. Debbie is a jobber. Debbie's a fraud. She's so good. Paul and Debbie are so good for each other. They're the power couple. Man, they're doing so much justice in the anime, and they didn't do anything in the comics. I will give y'all one thing and one thing only. They put Debbie in the forefront. They really showcased her. They did a great job of showcasing her journey, and they did a really good job of basically like her journey is just as important as Mark's, and they really doubled down on how much damage Nolan did, and they even circled back on that in this episode, like when they came back to when Omni Man's like going around, even when we went to Art, and Art was like, "I make costumes for heroes, Nolan," and it's like there was no malice in it. He wasn't mad at him. The world has just simply moved on, and it's like we don't have the energy or the time to be mad at you. We've just moved on, but we didn't forget what you did, and that's not something that can easily be forgiven. So they're really relishing in that, and being that we actually saw Debbie's growth and seeing her journey with that. That is one
mm-hmm.
thing that the anime did do a lot better than the comics, and that is the only thing I am going to say because obviously none of you jobbers have actually known what it's like to know what depression actually looks like because that's what happened in the comics. In the comics, Debbie was dealing with depression by herself. She went to a therapist. The therapist basically chastised her and said, "You should have known better." She went to therapy. She went to to like community circles, people who've also been affected by losing loved ones and all that, kind of like how it was in the anime. She didn't get a Paul. She got a middle finger saying that your husband killed all of us, all of our partners and spouses from in this. We're victims of Chicago, so we don't have sympathy from you. Anything, you should have done more to stop him. So all that did is make her situation worse. So in the comics, all you really got is like one panel or about a couple of panels of all of that, and then you just kind of moved on. So I guess if you guys are media illiterate, then yeah, she didn't do anything in the comics because it wasn't really it was more so focused on Mark's journey. And then like when we do cut back to her, she's lashing out on Mark by saying, "Oh, you went to space to go help Omni Man, and I guess you just forgive him like that, even though the fact that he literally broke my heart, broke this family apart, and you're just so willing to go forgive him." But she's literally dealing with actual depression and with no one to turn to. So even though out of context it looks like she's just kind of popping off and she's just, oh, woe is me, that's not what's actually happening there. But despite all of that, she makes amends with Marks. She basically learns to forgive him. She learns to not take her rage out because she was also taking her rage out on Oliver in the comics too. But she learns that it's not his fault. He's a victim just like us. I'm gonna love him, and that this is my son, and I'm going to treat him the same. But I'm still, she doesn't have to separate her anger from not on her sons that they're their own people. They're doing with this in their own way, but also to separate that from the man and that they're their own individuals. And she pulled herself out of her own depression through her own sheer willpower. And I hope none of you guys go through depression yourself or you get to know someone who goes through depression, but that is actual strength. With no help at all, that is real strength. So when Nolan comes back in her life, despite the fact she's still broken, she's still trying to figure it out. She's not fully healed. She wants to let Nolan back in, but she stands her ground and tells him off the same way she did in the anime. The only difference is in the anime, she had Paul, which was a great storyline. It was a great arc. It's great that she has someone and that Nolan can see that she has moved on and she's learned to love someone else after everything he did to her. That is beautiful within itself, but there is also beauty in seeing that she pulled herself out, rebuilt her life, and the one opportunity she has to go back to what she had, she tells him no. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say. I'll have to listen to any perspective on the Viltrumite way, how none of you all were able to do that. And Nolan, from his perspective, he's not used to people telling him no. Even Mark said himself in this episode. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that Dash is not used to people telling him no because with the whole Star Trek series and the whole Star Trek little side quest they had, these are the most powerful warriors in the galaxy. And all he had to do was say, I'm sorry, and it's just kind of mutually understood that if Viltrumite's saying sorry, that is not in their vocabulary, that is not in their dialect, that is not in their culture. So if Viltrumite says, I'm sorry, and shows real remorse, that's enough to sway the literal most powerful warriors in the verse. But not Debbie. If that's not baller, I don't know what is. And she says, no, I don't need to understand your culture. I don't need to understand your perspective because I did this on my own and there is nothing you can do. There is nothing you offer me that will let you back in my life. Now get out my house, leave my sons alone, and never come back. Debbie in the comics is underrated and y'all need to see it. Okay, I'm done.
No, you had every right to pop off.
I've been holding this in for 6 years.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Holy cow. That was rightfully so. Because yeah, like thank you for like once again thank you for giving me clearer context before we started talking right now. But yeah, that's the only thing I heard. I'm like, that's all I heard. Like she's not this goaded
And you weren't
status.
gonna get any. You weren't gonna get anything because all we had were like the loud mouths in the comments. But the people who actually understood, like, or actually media literate, we are actually respectful, and we want you guys to enjoy the anime because we know that you guys are dodging spoilers left and right. So we simply just stayed quiet. But we had to sit there and watch this Debbie slander online and just be like, well, we can't say it because it's technically a spoiler. It's a major plot point, and being that we actually know the definition of a spoiler, yes, that is a spoiler. So you weren't going to say anything. But all people like you was like, well, that's what I heard. This is what I saw. And it's like, oh, you poor, lost, misguided children. You guys are being led by the literal um,
Fools.
simpletons out there. But we couldn't say anything. And this is like the awkward dilemma that comic readers are left in. It's like the people who respect people who want to watch it and to their own decision, that's everyone's decision, but we have to sit by and watch them be led in the worst way possible. And we can't say a thing about it until it actually happens. And with the pacing of Invincible, that could be a long time. Like I said, this was 6 years. I had to wait 6 years to say this.
My condolences. My condolences. That's like all
And
I can
there is
say.
so much more I'm
Yeah,
waiting to
there's a,
say, but I'm just not. But I just hope you don't get led astray. And the only thing I will say, non-spoileries, is question what people say. If you just see like a comment or something, or if you're having a conversation, just challenge it. Like respectfully, like just say, don't spoil me. I don't want to be spoiled. But like, why did you say this? Because I promise you, if you challenge, like when you, we had this conversation with DP a while back. If you believe in something, or if you, it can be as insignificant as you want. Like say, I don't like chocolate ice cream. Why don't you like chocolate ice cream? I don't know. I don't like the little aftertaste it gives me. That's a reason, as simple as it is. If you believe in something or you have a stance on something, you should be able to defend it. So someone makes a statement, and then you're like, well, why? You'll be surprised how many people cannot like just tell a simple why. So yeah, that's my only advice.
oh no. Oh well, I'm a little familiar with that as of semi recently ago. On what that one specific story you told me about, but that's about as far as I know about it.
I'm just saying when you hear propaganda from the comics, like just question it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, next, yes, Oliver survived again against Conquest and got a few lucky shots. Well, not lucky. He got some pretty good
No, no,
shots.
you said it right. You got a few
Lucky.
lucky shots. You're correct.
Hey, at least he's learning. Well, he's learning. There is Alan, but but yeah, when he had to go catch his breath, and then you just see Conquest immediately behind him. That pull up looked like a manga panel moment of like, he's behind me, isn't he? But that was so fast. I'm like, there was no window, no, he was just there. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, he was about to just, he was about to die. He could have died right there.
That was going to kill him.
Cause yeah, you saw how instant that speed was. Like, he didn't make a sound. Like, my god.
I'm just sending you something.
Okay.
Again, this is
So,
a private live stream, but yeah, this is literally the what I'm titling this as.
but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That shot is insane. No, that shot is insane.
Straight out of a horror film.
Cause he just showed up like there was no sound, no. It was like, did he just teleport? Like, my god.
Is this how Lycon and Malzila be moving?
Hmm. Oh my god.
Like I said, this will not be the last time that Oliver gets his crap wrong. And this is not gonna be the last time his loud mouth gets him in situations that he gets bailed
Escalated.
out of. All I'll
Hey,
say is that Mark and Omni Man won't always be around. So some of these situations he gets himself into, he's just gotta learn it the hard way. And I'm probably gonna be laughing then like I'm laughing now because you gotta learn to keep your mouth shut sometimes.
oh no.
He
Oh
got
my
bailed
god.
out twice. He got bailed out once by Mark when he was about to. No, that was Omni Man. No, no, no,
Okay.
no, it was Mark.
He was like, wait, are you talking about when he got
He was
his
about to,
head grabbed?
he was about to get his hand squished.
Yeah, that was Omni Man.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at the literal last millisecond, Mark was able to come and grab Conk was in that split millisecond. He's like, "What was
Yeah,
that?"
it's like he got bailed out twice. He should have died twice in that fight.
Cause that's the thing. It was so bad. Like Oliver's like, "What was that?" It's like, "Oh my god."
Literally clueless. It's that meme on actual supernova versus a dying ant.
Not even absolute clues. Like it would. Well, besides that a little bit, it was also like, "Oh my god, they went that fast." But yeah, but back okay, but to the final battle between not even final battle, final slugfest.
Yeah, now you see why I used the guard chop versus Lucario analogy.
Yeah, I see it now. I'm like he
Because
was
like,
just like,
they already had their big battle, and I didn't want to undercut just how bad the injuries will be, but that's why all I said is it's Conquest. He's not going to walk away from that fight with a few broken bones, but Mark locks in. And now you see what I mean by that.
yeah, he was like, I'm gonna choke the crap out of you. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna beat you. I can't beat you with full power, with full strength. I'm gonna use my brain. Choke him. You still need to breathe. That's very clever on Mark. He's like, well, just choke him. You can't do much when you can't breathe.
Yeah, just like JJK lost their main character, yeah, Mark is out of commission. If I had to guess for the rest of the season, he is not getting back up. Like, I think it takes almost a month for him to recover from that, but yeah, he's effectively out of commission for a long time.
Yeah, he just got speared through the gut.
I will say the silver lining is that he's still a Viltrumite, which so they still do adapt from what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. So
Just
he's
like
gonna
a
get
saying.
another. He's gonna get a massive level up from this, and that's gonna be enough for him to well. Honestly, like I said, when he fights
Brag.
yeah, he. I think if it wasn't for this, I think the show would have ended right then and there.
Oh my god.
So this legitimately saved Mark for his inevitable clash with Thrag, but even that one, it's he barely survives.
Oh lord. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm like, come on, Mark. Like, god damn. I'm like, god damn. Is he gonna slow down soon? Because, sheesh, he's been holding on for his neck for this whole entire time since he jumped him. Like, my god.
Would you believe me if I told you this is not the worst injury Mark is going to receive?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, the worst injury he receives will not happen until I think like his eventual baby with Eve is like at least I think they're like 10 or 11, but yeah, it's going to be a long time before he takes that injury.
Mm,
But yeah, when you see that one, mm, yeah.
prepare to throw up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Oh, by the gods.
And it happens right in front of Eve and his and his little child, so scarred for life.
Uh, oh no.
Yeah, Mark's children aren't gonna like be as strong as he is because he just wants to give them a life where they can just be happy. But that also just means that being that Viltrumites like level up by, you know, fighting,
Yeah,
They're basically like street level heroes at best. So they're not gonna be anything.
too busted.
Yeah, I think like their firstborn is probably like the one who's gonna have like the most power boost because they helped a little bit in the Viltrumite War, so that like their firstborn is gonna be a tad bit more powerful, but like none of his children even come close to like even like Oliver right now is stronger than any of his kids are gonna become. So yeah.
Damn. You
Hey,
know,
that's the way the Viltrumites they level up through combat. So if you don't fight, you don't level up.
that's in both life, but yeah, but okay, that's how they literally function.
We all
But
remember Mark's first level up. Well, your true education begins now.
now, oh Lord have mercy. There is no Lord, and there will be no mercy.
The only man in the sky is me.
God, that line from the boys.
Well, is there anything else you want to say about the episode?
Oh, okay. There's some other stuff. For example, I did like how, because I did watch this guy named Heavy Spoilers for the episode, just like he does breakdown of the episodes. I've
Yeah.
been watching it since like season one, but like pretty much like specific episodes within that season. Let me just say it like that. But anyway, so he did explain a few things, but like one thing I did enjoy was that like when Oliver showed up, it's like why y'all in the dark? And then like he was talking, then like him, Debbie, and Mark were pretty much talking, discussing like, okay, okay, I'm gonna go too. And like Oliver, you need to stay behind so you can make sure you can save the earth, like protect the earth. That's the problem. If you guys lose, that's it. We're all screwed anyway. I'm like, no, he's spinning backs.
He is spitting facts, but you have to talk is cheap. That's all I can say. And as we saw, talk was literally cheap for that kid. He is not war ready. Nolan is in his redemption arc, so he wasn't gonna say it. He's like, I'm in no position to be who I was. I need to just be as soft as possible. No, Nolan was not protecting him from. He was not protecting Oliver from himself. He was protecting Oliver from the Viltrumites because the Viltrumites are gonna rip him limb from limb. Like I said, he got bailed out twice in that fight. There are gonna be moments where it's war, so they don't have time to be soft with him. They're gonna be say, Oliver, you're getting in the way. Run and hide, and we will come get you when it's over, because we cannot protect you right now. It's gonna get that real.
It happens.
He is actively sabotaging this mission by being here. Which,
That
yeah, you'll
is
see that.
that is okay. That's kind of sad, but at the same time, you can't. Well, as he literally put it himself, I saw what happened to Draxler. I saw what happened to my mother. It's like you get it.
That's that's fine, but that's gonna happen again because we're babysitting you. So what would you want to just want to be there? You just want to do we just let you die? Do we let you get one shot? Because that'll be the easy route. The easy route will say, all right, yeah, fine, come on, it's war. Take care of yourself. We watch you get your head exploded, and then yeah, we're free of your burden. You died. You died for what you believe in. That's all. That's all you can really say. I'm sorry, Oliver is not the main character for a reason.
Well, we know that, but
He is very quickly learning he is not the main character of the show. He's being like Sasuke right now and then before the time skip.
about to get a humbling. Not a rumbling, a humbling.
Yeah, the hospital scene before the time skip when Sasuke realized he was not the main character.
I am not him. Oh my god.
But yeah, overall, this episode had it all. It was a definitely a step up from whatever the Damien Darkblood's plot line
Filler.
was. It had the emotional payoff. It had one of my personal favorite moments. I want to say yeah, I've had two of them so far.
Mm.
I would say that Mark versus Conquest, Nolan returning to have his conversation with Debbie, Mark versus Dinosaurus, and Mark versus it are like, and I'll even put Mark versus Thrag up there as like probably like my top 5 favorite fights in the series. For my comic readers, he's the Kaguya of this series is what I'm referring to with but trust me, it's done a lot better than Kaguya.
Oh, this was, yeah, because Kage was mentioned, what, twice? But it was,
Trust me. Thrag is he is effectively the final boss, but yeah, there's gonna be one more hurdle they have to go after. And again, this was done a lot better than Kaguya, so and it doesn't come out of nowhere. It's being set up actually right now. So when it happens, you'll be like, actually, I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a sucker punch. Because I've literally heard comic readers call it out. I mean, non-comic readers call it out. So I don't think that it's gonna be that much of a surprise when it happens. But yeah,
well, well, that's gonna be one hell of a time then, when that time comes.
actually, I'm curious. Who do you think the final boss is gonna be?
Before Thrag,
Well,
um,
after Thrag.
after Thrag, and I do mean I
Like I
have,
said, the only hint is as being set up right now.
uh, okay. You mean as in the episode, or as in general?
In general, it's being set. It's been set up. It's been being set up over a long span of time.
Okay. Um, hmm. Can I get one more hint? Is it like, is it someone who's been around but they kind of been in the shadows, or is it someone we've seen a lot?
You don't like this character.
Ooh. Wait, it can't be immortal.
It is not Fraud Mortal. You think he's final boss material?
Oh hell no.
Please,
I'm like,
I
I
won't count
can't.
that one.
uh, no, it's not Cecil. Is it Rudy?
Is that obvious, huh?
Yeah, it's more like they're. Yeah, well, I think so because I'm not quite sure, but it's like hints of like him being 50-50, but I don't know what's gonna happen when he's in the other world for who knows how long. So shit might get crazier for him.
They'll be back. I'll say that they'll be back at the latest at the beginning of season 5. Like I said, for them it's gonna be like decades, but for us it's only like they're only gone for 2 weeks. But yeah, even sarcastic chorus called it out. He's like, yeah, he is one heartbreak away from going full on psycho, and I'm like, yeah, you legit called it. But yeah, I won't say anything with what Rudy does, but yeah, he's gonna be like the real final boss. But even when it happened in the cops, everyone was like, "Yeah, we saw this coming a mile away. This ain't no surprise."
Or the case, unfortunately, it's like, bruh.
But yeah, Rudy versus Mark is also like probably one of my favorite fights.
Oh, good lord. Okay, shock absorber.
Anything else you want to wrap up before we end off, or
I, I'll say this, since like you said, with especially with Debbie having, thanks to the anime, fleshing more things out for all the characters, and from what I literally saw from Heavy Spoilers, she was talking about how in the episode like with Nolan being regretful, like they're actually showcasing more of that because in the comics he didn't do any of that
yeah,
like at all. I'm like, oh, okay, kind of a dick right there, dick move. And so it's like, he's yeah. So it's like it's really cool seeing like, okay, we need to make sure we emphasize more. Yes, he's sorry, but he's not gonna get what he wants. Like, he means what he's saying, but you done too much damage, Nolan. It's too late.
yeah, he will ultimately be forgiven, but he said himself, I know that forgiveness is earned, not given. So he puts in the work to get that forgiveness, but as you see, it's going to be a long road before Debbie forgives him.
And then with the scene with Art was just, ooh,
Like I said, he wasn't mad at him. He wasn't malevolent. He wasn't malevolent. He wasn't
Melissa's.
spiteful. He was just we moved on, and I work for heroes, and that was all there was to it.
So she's like, oh, I'm like, I don't blame you, sir.
And that's just something that when you've experienced it, that you just kind of learn that that's just kind of how it goes. It's like
Yeah,
it's easier to just move on than to stay mad at someone because it's exhausting and it's literally scientifically proven that holding grudges is not good for your health. So
no, not.
once you just learn to just move on and just let it go, that even when it does come back, then that's just kind of how it goes. It's like I don't have the energy or the strength, or you're taking my mental space. It's just easier to just move on and to just let bygones be bygones. But I will not forget what you did, and that's just how it is, and that's where everyone is with Nolan right now.
True. But also at the same time, watching, like Cecil and his team were like, okay, they got all. Like, yeah. Like, bro.
Yeah, it's a for the first time in over 20 years, the Earth is Viltrumite free. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Ugh, that's a thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Loki, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was watching Mark's guts getting pulled around by Conquest, I had to cover my mouth and just keep screaming.
Like I said, I knew that was gonna happen, but it is so much different when you just see it play out. It's like, mm,
Yeah, I'm like, mm, 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 cause he's like barely hanging on.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, when you said like it was mainly because of your magic girlfriend that stopped me. I can't wait to taste her blood again. You told me that was an original line. Like that's an original
Yeah,
line from.
because in the comics, Mark locked in. Eve did not do what she did in the comics. Like she was basically like swatted down like a fly. She gave him a lot more run for her money in the anime.
Yeah, I remember that was being told that like she put up more of a fight. She was gonna lose, but she put more of a fight.
If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Oh, what's the matter? You're breathing heavy. Oh shit! Oh my god. But
But yeah, this episode had it all. It had the confrontation with Debbie. It had the infamous conquest versus Mark round two. It had Oliver
doing what he
getting
could.
his just desserts.
Doing what he could, but getting smacked.
And I'm looking forward to this twerp getting smacked around more in the future.
Okay. I know Oliver's a lot in the comics. That's like all I heard. But are there any slight changes that you've seen so far with him in terms of his personality, excluding Mark trying to tell
It's
Mark not
it's
to.
too early to
Oh,
it's too
that's
early to tell.
too early to tell for you. Okay.
No, like the things people are hinting at, or yeah, they legitimately don't happen until later on in the comics. Up until
Oh,
then, Oliver just kind of exists as a character. He's like he's how he is now. He's just there. He exists, and he does things, and that's about it. There's like nothing really to decipher. He's not going to be relevant until later on.
okay. Well, thank you for that. Because I still remember when we were watching um, Conquest versus Mark round one, and then one big beatdown coming up, and then well, my reaction was, "Oh my god!" And you just started laughing.
That was my reaction this time too. Actually, I was talking to DP about it. This is legitimately my reaction.
Were y'all talking on Switch?
No, we're talking in 1v1 DMs because he didn't want to spoil you. We're talking about way more than spoilers than we're talking here.
Oh
But
no.
this
Yeah.
is this is my response to literally seeing him get red rushed.
Oh my god, you not.
God damn.
There's just
Oh
something
my.
awfully satisfying watching kids get punched in the face.
You mean? I guess in this case, was like I said, we don't. I don't know what's gonna happen now, but we're so far what's going down the road with him. But We'll see how the anime
The only
treats
reason
it.
why I say it's going to be interesting is because I remember how you reacted, which I thought was a very mild sibling interaction. I still remember your reaction to Shouts of Valentia with Dorothea and Lou, when she was like, "Will you please shut up?" And that like triggered. I was like, "Oh, that triggered you." That's gonna be interesting seeing your reactions.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
3 levels of Wex. But anything else you want to say before I end it off? Or is that it? I'm already going
Uh,
for like an hour.
yeah, that's about it. It's just been kind of fun talking, but I can't believe you about to record yourself laughing your ass off. That's funny. But
Alright. Yeah, if I
but
decide
yeah.
to do anything with that, I'll do
Oh,
it. But alright, that's the arc fit. I'm gonna do Arkfeld's helmet. I think Jindahad's waist. I mean, Jindahad's gear is probably the best. Yeah, 2 levels of agitator. Actually, am I able to slide in Omega anywhere? Let me get this taken care of. We'll get Guts online first.
yeah, that's what I've been working on right now. I'm also making my armor a little bit more flexible. So if I need to like take out stuff, I can just take it out and switch it in. I put most of my Arcville armor together. But yeah, guess we'll stop it here. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,